welcome back to our sustainable journey. I'm Steve. Today we're going to be interrupted by the dogs. We're going to talk about winter plans. It's the end of September. We're almost into spooky season. That starts soon. We've pulled in our beehives. This is my setup for melting all the wax and stuff. So all of our hives are in here. Honey's been harvested. Castings are sifted, which means I have a whole bunch of empty tubs from our breeding trays. So these are all empty. Those are empty. These are empty. My sifted castings. So let me show you. So this is one of, we're in a really bad windstorm right now, so hopefully everything's fine. This, hopefully you can see it, is the stuff that didn't sift out. And this is one of the tubs of all the sifted castings. So you can see there's a, I don't know, this is what, 4 foot by 48 by 44 inches by 36 inches. So it's about half full. That's pretty good. What we try to do is make sure that all of these bins are at least 3/4 full for winter. And the reason I want that is that the worms can get to the middle so they can get some warmth, because that part doesn't freeze. So usually, you know, you figure the outer 6 inches are going to freeze, and what we'll do is we'll put them into one of these corners, either in here, because the workshop on the other side of this wall is insulated, or we'll put them in the barn, which is heated, depending on what's in them. Because like the castings, we want them protected. So we also have, so we put them in the barn, but we also have, there's a heater in here that we could fire up. It's a wood burning heater. So I have 2 left to sift. I didn't sift these ones yet. So they're ready to go. They've got a lot of wood louse in them. A lot of worms on the edges. So they need to be sifted out and then refilled, because I want them to have a population full of worms by the time winter rolls around, so that they have that extra protection. So that's the worms. Chickens, they're in an insulated barn. Cows, what we're going to end up doing, because right now they're in one of 5 pastures. So we're going to close this pasture off completely. We don't allow them in here. And we'll probably narrow them down to just 1 or 2 over there. And then we'll feed them out that way. But then for the humans, we need to get as much wood as we can, because we have a boiler, a wood boiler. So what that means is it's a big tank surrounding like a fireplace, essentially. So you fill it up with wood, and it burns super efficiently. You only need to put wood in it maybe once a day, and it'll keep your whole house warm all winter long. It's kind of cool. So the problem is we need trees, and so this is the time of year when leaves, just before the leaves start to fall, when I start wandering around looking up, because I'm looking for dead trees that I can just easily snag, either in here, in the woods here. You could see some of these that are definitely dead. There's one over there that's dead. We've had a few that we've pulled out of the driveway this last year that fell over in here. There's one that fell over there. And with the cows, they weren't in there at the time. And then in the woods, I'll head over there in a second. But in the woods, we were building a path for the kids to go through. So that's the next thing we need to do, is finish up on that path by taking those trees down so that we have a nice little fun path to go through the woods. And it's almost hunting season, which means that we want to clear a path so that the deer can get through the woods to where we want them. So let's head over to the woods and we'll see what we're up against. So the woods, so we own, I don't know, a few acres that way. And I'm going to show you the path that I've been building for the last year and a half-ish. Slowly working on it when I have time, and I don't have time often. I don't usually go out in the woods in the summer. Now is the time that I'll start to go out there because there's fewer spiders, and I get spiders in my beard and it drives me nuts. So, because there's a lot of spiders in the woods. Not that I'm scared of spiders, I just don't like something crawling on me while I'm trying to work with a chainsaw. So you can see like trees that are coming down, trees that are falling apart. We just drag them out of the woods and use those because we're just burning them for a furnace. We're not, the furnace itself is the efficient part. I don't really care about the trees being efficient, but just looking out, like you can see, there's all kinds of trees that are down over here. There's a whole bunch over here, a couple over here. So this path, we're building a winding path through. You can see it's gonna go this way. And it's probably the most dangerous thing, is walking out here in the middle of a windstorm. But I want to have it go out that way and then up toward the house that way. So I could probably do that just by pulling out all these trees that have fallen in various windstorms. So that's my fall project, is to drag trees out, drag them out, and then chop them up with the chainsaw and the brush crusher and all that other stuff. So you can see where I left off last year was this one, but this is new. This came down in the spring or the summer or the fall, somewhere in there. I don't know, since the last time I was out here. Hunting blind, because it's almost that time. We got to get that thing ready to go for deer season, because deer season's starts October 1st, which is in like 3 days. I gotta be ready. And turkey season. And we get plenty of wild turkeys. You've seen the videos of all the wild turkeys that are out here. And we get plenty of deer. But yeah, more trees. More wind too. That's not ideal. Yeah, the whole idea is to come through here, because this is all ours, and up the hill. But there's another opening over here. I'll show you that in a second. Hopefully you can hear all this through the wind. See, this one's down, that one's down. It's fun. It's like every tree's a widow maker. So you get to learn all about how to safely pull down trees. And like this one I've left alone, hoping it would come down in a windstorm, and it still hasn't come down. But it's leaned up against another tree. This one came down when this big boy fell on it. It still hasn't fallen. So I may have to cut that one at some point because it's being hollowed out at the bottom by something. So it's all dead. But it's not the most safe tree to take down. So I left it up there waiting, hoping that nature would take care of it because it's far enough into the woods that it wouldn't impact me. But alas, it still doesn't come down. So that's what I'll be doing the next couple weeks. So the next couple videos will probably be pulling trees down, pulling them out of the woods, and trying to do that as safely as possible. So yeah, and then we're back to the house. So there you go. So that's what I'm thinking about. That's what I'm dealing with right now as we head into October. So we'll probably do one more big feeding with the worms when we get the pumpkins in a couple of weeks. But then the rest of the time it's going to be prepping for the wood burner to get that thing all fired up and ready to go. But yeah, we're still getting pumpkins. We got pie pumpkins coming. It's crazy. It's crazy. We didn't expect them to take over the yard like they did. But they've just, the whole garden is just now pumpkins. So we're gonna plant them somewhere else next year because worm castings in our garden were just entirely too effective. Because like I said in previous videos, everything grew and everything did really well. And we were ill prepared for that. So there you go. That's what's on my mind. See y'all later. How big Kronk has got. Look at that color on him. Hey, buddy. You're getting huge. So, Olaf, Onyx, Kronk, Tiana, Nemo, and Ruby. Olaf is a big boy. He was born in January. Tiana was born 2 weeks later. And Nemo and Kronk were born about a month ago. What does that say? August 12th? There you go. So 6 weeks. Already that big. Fun. So they'll be huge this winter, which is good because they'll be nice and warm. So they start getting a coat. I don't know if you can see how their fur starts to grow a little bit longer. So they get a little bit warmer. So they'll be prepared for the snow. And with cows, you want them to have a layer of snow on them because it's actually a good thing. It means they're well insulated. And they're not leaking heat.